Yo, welcome to the conversation. This is Tyquan. Got special guest, none other than the International P, Ness 4, Ness, a.k.a. Rusty Shank. What else, man?
What's up?
Yo, you got to rhyme for me, man. You know, we always start out with some rhyme. All my guests never rhyme, so you got to do one for me. Kick a 4-bar or something, you know what I mean? Like, what's up, Ness?
The cat in the hat likes to rap.
Yo. Hey, Ness be having some bars, though. Don't front.
Cats ain't ready.
Word. Yeah, man.
And the one
Ness be having some bars. Yeah. What up, party people? You know, we just waiting for some more people to get on, you know what I mean? Start some joint. See who's all in here, man.
Who's in there? How can you tell?
I can tell on my end. Maka, what up?
Momo.
Break Mission, what up? Yeah.
Damn, Mark is in the house. I didn't even shave.
Say Donnie the Germ, what up? Yeah, I'm with Ness, with the best. You can't contest.
The cat in the hat likes to rap.
Hit you with the bat, like that. Rap. You know what I mean? Story of you, media. What up, Soy? Shout to Soy. Yeah, that's the cat that been working with me for all access. You know what I mean? Shout to Soy.
Floor Rock in the building. That's my twin right there.
Yeah. So let's get this joint started, man. We got 31 people. Usually I do this and I'll share this joint and upload on YouTube, you know? So, Vic's in the house. What up, Vix?
Vic's paper.
Yeah, so we got the International P and the International VP in this joint, you know, bridge the gap, conversation, you know what I mean? And as you know, Ness, I've just been doing this, just trying to get the conversation going. You know, a lot of times, as you know, we go to jams and stuff, and people don't really build with each other a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we got to utilize our platform for the right reason. You know what I mean? So, and I've been having, you know, different guests from different, you know, from promoters to B-boys and all that. And so today, I want to have you on because just to let people know what's popping with Alien Ness, you know, and all that nowadays. And so let's hit first on your early Bronx days, right?
Right.
Because I feel like a lot of people know the Alien Ness, right? But people don't know about the Kid Ness.
Right.
You feel me? People know about the Rusty Shank, you know, the coming back in the 90s and
right, I feel
repping it, and then the Blueprint came out and changed the game. But people don't know about the early days. Let's talk about some of that and kind of touch topic on the early days of Kid Ness and how the Alien Ness is kept from the Bronx Rivers, you know, straight from the source, straight from the Mecca, came to be a B-boy. You know what I'm saying? So can you touch base on that?
Basically, I'm not originally from Bronx River. I started coming to Bronx River around 82, 83. You know what I'm saying? Because of Zulu Nation meetings, things of that nature. I'm like north of here. I'm from Fordham Road. Fordham Road is basically Fordham Road basically separates north from south, and Jerome separates east from west. So I'm from that area, that Fordham and Jerome area. So I'm right at the cusp. You know what I'm saying? And it was a shopping area, shopping district, Fordham Road, Grand Concourse. So you had a lot of influences there. Anywhere you have a shopping center, a shopping area, you get people from different places coming, you know what I mean? So there was a lot of influences in my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Like Wiggles used to frequent there a lot, Fable back in the days, Speedy D, you know, you had, from that area, you had HBO crew running things that was started by Abby from TBB. A lot of people don't know about that, you know what I'm saying? What type of cats? You had Rocksteady, who was saturated all through that area. You had cats like Rip 7, and then you had just stick-up kids. You had stick-up kids that everybody knew was a stick-up kid, like Wilski, for instance. May he rest in peace. That was the nigga that he came down the block. You checked yourself, like, make sure you wasn't rocking on a jury at night, because even if he knew you, he'd rob you. You know what I'm saying? That was Rip 7.
Yeah. So for the heads out there. Let me stop you there. For the heads out there, for slang purposes,
right?
When that said stick up kids is basically the goons. You know what I'm saying? So they're the goons
that would stick you up. You had stick up kids.
Right.
Were known. You knew them. There was stick up kids that would stick up the same dudes over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I come from a place that was. That Fordham Road area, Jerome, Grand Concourse, it had a lot of different influences, and I'm glad I'm from there because you can see all those different influences in my style. You understand what I mean? Whether it's how I represent myself, whether it's my demeanor, whether it's, you know, a certain element in battle style that I bring, a certain energy. You see the influences from my area. My area had influences from all over. So I think I was really blessed to come from that area. I'm not originally from Bronx River. I started coming in 82, 83. You know what I'm saying? That's 83, really, because the majority of my Zulu meetings was in Echo Park, Echo Place. But we would come here every now and then for a big meeting. You know, it was scary back then. They used to call They used to call Bronx River Little Vietnam and whatnot. So, but then when my mom got accepted to projects and she had a choice, you know, I saw Bronx River on the list. I told her, if you go to Bronx River, you'll be all right. So she came to Bronx River. She's been all right ever since. I always come here. I always have my room here. You know what I'm saying? No matter where in the world I'm at, I always come to Bronx River. I'm here right now. I'm in the little lab and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
It's always nice to, you know, be able to come back, especially just me repping MZK the way I do and knowing our lineage. You know what I'm saying? It's good to, like, be able to come back home, but home is here where it all began again. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, that's even more special, you know, than if I was just your average hip hopper with the Bronx River pride. You got a lot of Bronx River pride out here. VR, nigga. But you know, just as the president of Mighty Zulu Kingz, you know, and us being a manifestation of the original Zulu Kingz, you know, so I really think that's real special. So I like to call this home. You feel me? I do everything from Bronx River. No matter where in the world I'm at, if I'm going to do a documentary or interview, I have them come to Bronx River because the roots is here and the energy is different. You can see what makes Bronx River when you get it here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's what I love about you. You know, you always... Because, you know, most cats be like, yeah, I'm from Bronx River. You know, this is where I'm from. But you always correct yourself like, nah, like, you know, I moved here. You know, like, that's what I love about you. You always keep your history on point, you know what I mean? And not trying to switch up the narrative, whatever it is that you do, you know?
I don't assume that people that don't know it all are watching. You understand what I mean? I expect my homies from next door. I expect my other homies from down the block, from the building over, you know. There's probably a couple of bikers watching right now. I expect a wide audience of people who actually know me and know what I'm about. So I feel it's always a must to keep it real. I can't say or do something that somebody who knows me personally is going to look at me or hear it and be like, yo, that ain't Ness. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I got to come back here. You know, it's dope to fly all over the world and have your name on billboards and all that, but let's keep it real. We just hired help. You know what I'm saying? Motors is the big boss that's holding the money. We just hired help. We go there, we do a job, we come back home, we got to face our peoples again, you know? So I always think it's always been important for me to just be myself and be who I am and represent myself no different than I represent myself at home. You know, cats hear Alien Ness talking, it ain't no different than I talk with my homies or how I talk with my mom and joke around with my mom. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this who I am. Love it or leave it, it's just going to get 100% pure, uncut me.
Word up. And that's real. So, shouts to Casper, shouts to Linsky. I see y'all.
Building! But I do want to be Casper sometimes.
OG13 Casper in the building.
I want to be sometimes.
So Ness, so you moved to Bronx River. How do you get involved with breaking? I mean,
breaking to me was, I was more into, in those days, I was more into party dances. You understand what I'm saying? My niche was to be able to dance with a shorty or to be able to catch a shorty's attention on a dance floor. I was never good at like sports and stuff. I mean, I was good. I played good team, but I wasn't the basketball star. I wasn't that cat smacking home runs. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't the cat that was dunking and doing the dope crossovers. So I had to find my niche where I could be special. Every kid growing up needs to feel special. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that tough love always works, you know? So as growing up, sometimes people need to feel special, need to identify that feeling of standing out from the rest, you know, that sense of pride. Everybody has something special about them. And I think children at an early age should experience that. I got lucky. I experienced it at an early age with the dancing, you know, and it was basically because of Saturday Night Fever. I seen Saturday Night Fever, that one scene, you should be dancing where everybody just got off the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? And it was just him doing all his little waves and all that stuff. I was like, yo, I want to be that cat. You know what I'm saying? So I was mostly into party dancing. The breaking, I started trying it out because it would have been just another thing I could have done. So, you know what I'm saying? If I could bust a move here and there, you know, whenever the DJ played a break beat, then I could still shine. You understand what I'm saying? I like the funk songs and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, I guess the natural, the word would be I was a natural. Like, I realized real early that I could be really good at this. You understand what I mean? Like, nobody really taught me step by step. First time I tried it, I did a round of footwork. Cats looked at me and was like, yo, you doing footwork. You don't got to learn nothing. You understand what I came to learn? So just that natural ability is what kept me there. You know, and then there was the comparisons to the martial arts. I was into the martial arts as a kid, you know, and then the whole concept of battling, you know, I just fell in love with it. And that's really what made me stick with the breaking hardcore, the battling. Because with the dancing, with the dancing with us, we never really had like a dance or a battle. We just danced. We didn't dance to do each other. We were mostly dancing to catch girls' eyes. You understand? But with the break, it was that plus outdoing the next man. It was that confrontation, that competitive aspect.
Yeah.
Competitive aspect, you know?
Yeah, just like playing basketball or football, you know what I mean? But this...
the days before I was heavy into this, like Mr. Joints, my old partner that you see in that 83 footage, that he with the hat and all that, he was into the martial arts too. That was my sparring partner. And we was very competitive, so I was always competitive at, you know what I'm saying, just like Joints. A lot of niggas didn't like Joints either because he was that dude. You know, he was competitive. He walked in the building like his shit didn't stink, and he was going to smoke everybody there, and a lot of times he did. You know what I'm saying? Mentally wise, he was ahead of his time.
Yeah, that competitiveness is rooted basically if you from the hood, I mean, that's part of your everyday life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No matter what, there's always that and that territorial shit too. I'm real territorial. You know? And so, you know, back then I wanted to be the best on my block. You know what I'm saying? And then the best in my neighborhood. You know, and hopefully try to be the best in the Bronx and move on and on and on from there. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's the job of every B-boy. You're to be the best in your hood, then the best in your neighbor, in your region, then the best in your borough or your city, the best in your state, the best in the country. Then you leave the country and try to smack other cats. You know what I mean? And try to be undisputed in one way or another.
Yeah, can you tell us some more stories of the early days? Cause I know Joints in the building. Shouts to Joints.
Yeah.
Joints from Chief Rockers, right?
Yep, Joints was Chief Rockers too.
You know, so
like I said, we met in martial arts originally, so we were sparring partners, and then we kind of like faded away. And then when we met again, I was like into breaking, and he was Boogie Boy and could break too. He's also a B-boy too. He was mostly a Boogie Boy, but you know, and Joints made a lot of noise, man. Joints was the first. Joints and his partner Little E were the first, like, street dance cats. You didn't see poppers, breakers, lock, none of that stuff. They were the first ones to, like, go to, like, Showtime at the Apollo and win shows at the Apollo. And that was big news. It made it to newspapers like, yo, 2 street dancers won Showtime at the Apollo. Like, that was...
Oh, word.
Yeah, it was...
But they're the first ones.
Right. It was big at that time because it was always like singers and comedians that was winning the show week by week, you know. And all of a sudden, here comes Mr. Joints and Little E, and when they connected and did that 2-man pop, you know, that Scoop Lover and Scrap Lover bit, you know, I think it was MC Lights Dancers or Big Daddy. They bit that, but originally that was Joints and Little E. In fact, somewhere around here, I got a picture of them doing it from the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Because Joints was that dude, you know?
Like, so Joints was able to pop, do that Boogie Boy style, the breaking. So basically, it's like, you know how that open style battles today?
Right. He used to mix breaking with the boogieing. We say boogieing because back then he was a boogie boy. He able to mix breaking with the boogieing, but make it look like boogieing. You know, like, if you was a B-boy, you know he was doing B-boy stuff, but to the layman, he was doing some ill boogie floor stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in that joint with, that joint that's been going around, like that battle between, actually it was you and Chief Rockers, right? The crew, well, Chief Rockers?
Joints was part of Chief Rockers. You know, me in Joints, we had a crew together first called Electric Avenue Rockers. And then Joints went to walk the land to recruit, but he ended up getting recruited with Chief Rockers, which was dope because they didn't have a Boogie Boy. Now, crews nowadays are different, but back then everybody had at least one Boogie Boy. You understand?
Right.
Joints ended up being the Boogie Boy for Chief Rockers, but back then every crew had at least one Boogie Boy. If you came to a battle with your crew, you brought at least one Boogie Boy. You understand what I'm saying? That's why when you see that battle in the basement, there are points when it's just about Joints and Joker going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And Joker was a funny cat too. He was a battle cat too. He always tried to like outdo Joints, but that just goes to show, you know, like when a cat gets rivals, you know what I'm saying, and everybody's gunning for you, it just goes to show how much damage you're really doing. You know what I'm saying? You got like Kid Blunt, you got Kid Carrot, you got Kid Joker. Those are just names from around my way back in the days. Those cats was gunning after Joints all the time. And Joints was slicing through them. Either Joints or Little E. Them two niggas together, they was crazy with it.
Word. So all you cats out there that's be on that open style tip, you know what I mean? Get up with Joints and all them, you know? So they're the first one who brought the whole different style within the battle. You know, you see how open style battle today is, you know, you do multiple style within a battle.
Right.
And I guess Joints and Lil E, you said, right?
Yeah,
brought that to the table when they were battling back then.
Little E was nasty, really dope.
Word.
Like, Joints never really partnered with another Boogie Boy until he met Little E. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's how hardcore those two brothers were, that they had to join together. And these are two cats that would never have a partner. But then again, that was the era. That era around there, that was the era of the two-mans. All of a sudden, it wasn't about big crews or one-man name. It was about the teams. You know what I'm saying? Chino and Brian, Little Alex and Cujo, Buck Four and Kuriaki.
Right.
With, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was about the duos.
This in what, 83, 84, you say?
Yeah, like
what you say?
More like the duos and stuff like that. This is more like 84, 85. Niggas was taking off. Like, it was about the 2-on-2s back then. You had to have a strong partner. I didn't care. You know, it doesn't matter how dope you was. Around this time, you had to have a strong partner. Because all the names, Fable and Wiggles, like, all the names was always dropped in twos. You understand? And it was always about these two cats. Ace and Lace. You know, Lace was Track 2's brother. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, you had Track 2 and JoJo coming back. So now you had Track 2 and JoJo, which right there alone was a deadly combination. Track 2 from Starch Hollow Rock and JoJo from the original Rocksteady. You know? Try to come back. At that time, they was using the name USA Breakers.
Ooh.
Yeah,
yo, that's dropping some gems.
He was a part of that, too. Speedy D, who now claims New York City Breakers, he just had that. He used to run the battles in the LPAC in the 90s. Rumble in the Bronx and the Battle of the Boroughs, mostly.
Yeah. And basically, you and Fever kind of brought back that tradition in the 90s, right? You and Fever with the two-man.
Yeah, but you already had, if you ask me, in my personal opinion, you already had, at that time, had Migas climbing.
Yeah, that's true.
You understand? A real funny story is that the night that me and Fever battled, bullet holes and guns blazing, K-Mel showed up with Migas. Real funny story. When K-Mel told me this, I was rolling. K-Mel told me that they walked in there, and he says, like, damn, what we gonna do? And he said, Migas said, let's battle Alien and Fever. And K-Mel was like, what? Those are our niggas. Why would we do that? And K-Mel told me, Migas just looked at him and said, who else we gonna battle?
Yo, that's real rap right there.
Real rap. Like, yo, we came to smoke somebody. We might as well battle them. I thought that was mad real. When K told me that, I was rolling.
Yeah, man. So let's go back to in the A's, right? So, okay, so you got to Breakin, start getting down, and actually you got down with New York City Breakers, right?
Yeah, I was like, it's hard to say, because, like, back then you had New York City Breakers that what everybody knew. You had all the cats that hung out with, like, Chino and Noel. You know what I mean? And everybody that hung out with them, they said, you New York City Breakers. You New York City Breakers. You understand? That's how I got New York City Breakers. Originally. You know what I'm saying? But when some opportunities came up, you know, for the crew, and to my recollection, like, Michael Holman told Wave, go ahead, handle it. Do what you got to do. Get these gigs, you know, arrange it. Wave put me on. So I really actually got to tour with them. My first tour with them was a post-game concert at the Atlanta Dome. So if you bought a ticket to watch the Atlanta Hawks play, afterwards you get the contest. And the contest, the headliners was LL Cool J and New York City Breakers. Then you had Sparky D and Red Alert. You had, who else? You had Shy D. You had Fresh Gordon and Choice MCs. You know what I'm saying? They were from Brooklyn. So, yeah, it was a dope little tour. You know, I went from, like, straight from the Bronx to the big stage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
from the streets to the stage.
Yeah, like, before that, my biggest show was at Bronx Community College, opening up for Strafe, the guy that sang the song Set It Off, right?
Oh, word, okay.
Right, so that was done at Bronx Community College. We opened up for him. To me, that was like the biggest show. And then I go from there to the Atlanta Dome, you know, smack dab in the middle of center court. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was crazy for me. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Mr. Wave, put me on. After that, he put me on to another gig with New York City Breakers, and it was right up my alley because it was actually a battle between New York City Breakers and High Performance Breakers from Tacoma, Washington. They had the Tacoma Dome where the soccer team plays over there in Tacoma. They had that. They had Tilo Rock and Greg Nice, who was his beatmaster at that time, and us, New York City Breakers versus High Performance. I remember clearly before we went out there, I remember saying to myself, I'm going to smoke everybody. Well, not smoke because we didn't use that term. I remember saying, I'm going to burn everybody in High Performance and everybody in New York City Breakers. You know what I mean? and I try to go out more than everybody on that, on that squad.
Bro, yo, I think once I share, you have to rewind all that gems that Ness just dropped.
I'm not like these other 4Gs that say, well, back in the fellas from my block and the guys I tried
you lived it,
Hit them up.
That's the thing. You
with them, and you know what I'm saying? Because they unsung heroes too. You know what I'm saying? Folks who got the shine, but if cats is there with you and at that your time, then they should be getting that shine too. You know what I'm saying?
Word. And that's what I love about you, Ness. I mean, if people can attest to this whole conversation, Ness he was dropping mad names, like, because that's what I love about Ness. When it comes to history, Ness always, drop other people's name. It ain't just about him. You know what I mean? He always.
If you really look at my online presence since I've gotten back, that's all I've done. Nowadays, it's cool. Nowadays, it's a fad. Everybody and their mama want to teach. Everybody want to go digging in the crates and interview OGs and want to teach the old school and all that. But been there, done that. Before the Facebook and Facebook groups, I was doing this online for free on bboy.com and then freestylesession.com and then bboyworld.com. And half the world rejected me. They all said I was making shit up. And nowadays,
you was there at the time.
It's that same stories from different cats, and they putting up little prayer hands. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So you got down New York City Breakers. I mean, not officially, right? Based on what you said.
Well, to me, officially was the minute I'm touring with the crew.
Okay. Word.
One thing to be practicing in Walton Gym, and wearing tights and going to jams and saying you New York City Breakers. It's another thing to be on a flight building with LL Cool J, and how we can mesh the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the show doesn't stop for the other. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be part of something, and then another thing to be in something. You understand what I mean? I was lucky enough to be part of something and in something.
So did you end up wearing those tights?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. With what? Adidas sneakers or what?
Before the tours, Chino from New York City Breakers used to give me I had like 4 or 5 Heinz suits. He used to bless me all the time because that was their sponsor. And shit, I wear it for practice. I go to Walton High School, get there, start peeling off layers, and I'm wearing tights. Start putting layers back on and go home afterwards.
Word. That's dope.
Yeah, I know niggas out there is laughing, but they probably wearing skinny jeans right now.
Omar say he still rocks them. Yo, shout out to everybody that's joining, man. McNasty, what up? Crazy C, Fresh Pop, Low Young Buck. That's Fresh Pop is Flex's understudy, right?
Worldwide.
Nice.
All of y'all people right there tuning in, y'all keep that page popping. Thank y'all, all of y'all. On behalf of all my crew, Asia One, the Queen Pen.
Yeah. So New York City Breakers were during that era, like just say 82, 84, 85, like what was your main rivals? Like who were your main rivals, or was any crews or particular person?
Well, in those days, I moved from Fordham Road area closer to I lived on like White Plains Road and Leland Avenue, which is one block down from White Plains Road.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you would call that Ready to Rock area. You know, where like Merck and them are from. Nowadays, you would call that Ready to Rock area. I lived in that area back in the days. Our biggest competition was EBB, East Bronx Breakers. Most of them was all from Castle Hill. That's the cats like we battled on the regular because in that area, whatever jam you went to, you was going to run into one or two of them. You understand what I mean? Those were the rivals, EBB. EBB, East Bronx Breakers.
Right.
Yeah, because this is the East Bronx. I mean, it's dope to hear everybody go, South Bronx, the South Bronx. But guess what? Kool Herc's from the West and Bambaata's from the East. Go figure.
Oh, man. So ABB was your rivals.
EBB, East Bronx Breakers.
And at one point, you linked up with the real street cats, the Hot Feet Rockers, right?
Yeah, Hot Feet Rockers.
Those are the real street. Those are the stick up. So can you tell us about those stories? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. Like I feel like
it's hard to first before I start telling stories about Hot Feet Rockers, I gotta paint the picture because each member was his own character. You understand? So to understand, this was like the X-Men because they were all totally different, right? So the prez of the crew was Flex, right? Flex was his boxer. He was Buck 4's younger brother. He was taller than Buck, stockier than Buck. You know, he's also like my brother Don Tony's mentor. You know what I'm saying? Not just in breaking and dancing, but Flex was a boxer. Flex was gonna go pro. He had like Italian sponsors, the whole 9 yards. He just had a real bad temper. You know, he was quick to knock somebody out. You know what I'm saying? So he was like the juggernaut of that shit. You know. Then you had Spanky. Spanky was Flex's partner. You see how everything was in partners. So you had Flex and Spanky. They used to vibe and do routines because they came under Buck 4 and Cootie. So you got to remember, all the Hot Feet Rockers could be paired off. And I'm going to show you how. You have Buck 4, you have Flex. Flex was the prez. Spanky was the vice prez. Spanky was just all over dude. You understand what I mean? It's really hard to describe Spank. You know, he was just all over the place, bearded. I used to call him Wolfman Jack. You know, because he had the DA like Wolfman Jack and like already a full beard and whatnot. You know? So, and he was real funky. Little stocky too, but he was funky. Then right under them, you had Tony Rome and Outlaw. Little Outlaw was this little kid, like, the best way I could describe him would be like, you ever see Normski in that footage when he was young dancing around? Little Outlaw remind me. In fact, the first time I saw Little Outlaw, since I only seen Normski like fast a couple of times on TV, the first time I saw Little Outlaw, I thought he was Normski. You know, for some reason, but he was skinnier. Normski had real crazy flexible style. You know, he had a move called the egg roll. I still teach that move every now and then. And if I show people the move, it was done continuously. But nowadays, it's a transition. Excuse me. It's a transition that almost every b-boy and their mama does. You understand? Like if I show it just once, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh yeah," and be able to do it. But then the trick was to do it, you know, continuously. Because back then it was also the time of the continues. You know, we went from pencil headspins to continuous headspins. We went from doing a time to doing continuous swipes. You know what I'm saying? We went from doing backspins to doing continuous backspins, what people call a windmill. You know, so he had an egg roll. Tony Rome, he had a little of everything. You know what I mean? He wasn't I don't remember him having like a specific, like a specialty move or a signature move. But I remember he came up with a lot of the routines. You know, he always had an idea for routines and stuff like that. So you have Flex 4 You had Flex 4. We called them Flex 4, but you had Flex Spanky, Tony Roman Outlaw. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, you had the rest of the crew. The main squad was Flex, Spanky, Tony Rome, Outlaw, and Headspin Janet.
Headspin Janet?
Headspin Janet is originally Hot Beat Rockers. See, everybody says Rocksteady. Remember, everybody, like, by default, everybody in Hot Beat Rockers became Rocksteady. You understand what I mean? Just by default. But I've never seen, and they would identify themselves as Rocksteady crew. Yeah, we Rocksteady. But I've never seen them rock Rocksteady crew colors. They always wore Hot Beat Rockers colors. Red shirt, blue letters. You know what I'm saying? Like, colors. But yeah, Headspin Janet is originally like, that squad was based mostly around 183rd and Crotona. Because that's where Buck Four's dad was the soup of the building. So they had the infamous Rocksteady building there. I mean, basement. The Rocksteady basement. Everybody used to talk about the Rocksteady basement. It was Buck Four and Kuriaki's spot.
Word. Dang.
I mean, not Kuriaki, Buck Four and Flex. It was their dad who had the basement. He was the soup of the building.
And how do you got involved with them or linked up?
Them niggas was gonna beat my ass.
Keep it 100.
Beat my ass, and my nigga Don Tony knew where I lived, and Don Tony brought him to the crib.
Oh, yo. Come on, Don Tony.
Yeah.
That's your boy.
I shot gaming one night, you know what I mean? I kept it real. I said, you know what? Eventually, we're going to end up battling. I'm like one of the few cats y'all crew ain't battled yet. I'm like, I kept it real. I was like, I wanted to get under your skin early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If niggas is battling me mad, they're not going to battle me correct. You know what I mean? I'm already going to have the upper hand. I already knew that at a young age. So I used to piss off a lot of cats. Like Don Tony would tell you, I used to talk shit. I used to piss off a lot of cats. Because I knew back then, man, if I could get in their head, if you can't do anything emotional. You understand what I mean? The minute you let emotions get into play, because emotions is what makes us weak as humans. The minute you let emotions get into play, then it messes up your focus, game plan, it messes up everything. So I used to get over on battles because, and even in my later years, just pissing people off. Everybody used to come at me emotional and angry or full of or even full of too much pride. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes even that emotion is too much, you know? So, because the pride is the worst one. The ones that come with the pride, because they already went through that 1,000 times in their head before they even got to the jam. You know, they already probably even practice in the mirror how they're going to call you out. You understand what I mean? And how they're going to do this, and they know everybody's going to go over them and stuff like that. They don't ever really prepare themselves for the retaliation or what could. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the best part for me, is when cats used to call me out and I did it quick. You know what I mean? Mighty Zulu Kingz, you said it, we did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is the art of war. You know, just the art of battle. You wrote that in your book. You know, it's a mental game first. Exactly. First and foremost.
That pride, it's an emotion. You know what I mean? You really got to go in there like on some Mr. Spock shit. Like no emotions, no nothing.
Right,
you know?
Focus.
So with Happy Rockers, I just kept it real with them. You know, I was scared. I thought I was going to get my ass beat, but I told them the truth. Like, yo, I really just wanted to get y'all angry. Why? Because people don't battle right when they angry. If they like that answer, they saw the battle cat in me, and next thing you know, within another week, maybe 2 weeks, you know, I was invited to come down to the basement. I thought it was a trap.
Right.
I thought it was a trap. Like, yo,
these
chop me up, throw me in the boiler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then, but I went anyway. You know, I walk into like that. You know, if I'm
by
wrong,
yourself.
I'm wrong, but it was better to go in head up. You know what I'm saying? Head first, chin up, chest out, than to duck out.
Be a coward, right? Right. Yeah, I feel you.
I went over there and basically all they did was want to talk with me, practice with me, shit like that. Flex asked me a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? But it was good we got to talk because we found out who the provocateur really was. You understand? Because there's always a provocateur. It could be your best friend. Maybe your best friend don't even know he's being a provocateur, but there's always a provocateur. You know what I'm saying? When you get down to it, sometimes our own friends don't do us good. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're trying to do good and have our backs, they're actually just provoking more shit. So we even figured out who the provocateur was, and coincidentally, he's on that old school footage too. You know what I mean? His name, he called himself Swift Rock. He's the one with the black and red sweatsuit towards the end. He only went out once. Shows what a bitch he was. They only went out once.
Let it be known.
Yo, beast mode out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was me back then. I don't know why cats wasn't trying to go beast mode or what they scared of. And I look back at those days and I'm like, damn. And I laugh at the I think it's dope that Alex is getting shine now again. You know what I'm saying? Because of that. But, yo, let's face it. There was a lot of dope cats on it. Tickmaster was on it. Tickmaster was the truth. You understand what I mean? I ended up going under his wing. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the truth back then. He used to tick, 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 tick. But he was also a B-boy. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that got me down with Boogie Down Productions and performing with Boogie Down Productions.
Word.
Before they were even Boogie Down Productions.
Word. Yeah, there's a lot of unsung hero, man. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you're dropping some gems. Because a lot of times when you talk to an old head, they just talk about themselves all day. You know what I'm saying? It's without dropping the people alongside with them along the way in their journey. You know what I'm saying? So big shouts to you, Ness. And that's something that I always notice about you. You always drop some gems with the people that you ride with or the people that want to beat your ass. You know what I mean? Like you let it be known. You know what I'm saying? Like 100% truth. No unfiltered, no, changing up the story just to make you feel, or make you look better than it is. You know what I'm saying?
Man, if you go, man, I just challenge everybody to go out and find every possible interview of their favorite B-boy and watch them all in chronological order and see how stories have changed. You understand? We got so caught up giving love to our heroes that we think they aren't flawed. We have to remember they're human too. We human too. You know what I'm saying? And with that comes certain things and greed, for instance. You know what I'm saying? And greed doesn't necessarily have to always deal with money. You know what I'm saying? You could be greedy for something else. You could be greedy for attention. You could be greedy for fame, recognition. You could be greedy to try to set a foundation for something in the future, but no matter how you look at it, you're being greedy. So people's story, as they get greedier, their stories tend to change a little bit more, to make them a little bit more interesting or a little bit more exciting or make them a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little bit more of an authority on something, but that's the Alien Ness challenge. There's all these challenges, ice bucket challenge and walk challenge and dance challenge. This is the Alien Ness challenge. Go out, find your favorite B-boy, every interview he has ever done. Try to find every single interview and then watch all of them in chronological order. And I guarantee you at one point you're going to be like, wait a minute, that's not what he said last time. Wait a minute, he wasn't talking that last time. Wait a minute, this doesn't match up with what he did over here or whatever. Like, that's a challenge. Like, people right away, people are scared to question authority. You know what I'm saying? Fuck B-boy OGs, just authority in general. You know what I'm saying? Cops, politicians, shit like that. People are scared of questioning them. You know what I'm saying? And look how many illegal search and seizures they are. Just because cats can't look at a cop and say, whoa, you can't go in my fucking pockets. I didn't give you permission. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. People are scared to question authority. That carries on into the B-boy world. So everything they heroes say, they applaud it. They say, oh my God, and they call it gems. But not all that glitters is gold. You feel me? You know?
Right. And yeah, you gotta like you said before, you gotta find that common denominator.
Yeah,
you know?
That's what I used to do. When I used to try to like preach history and stuff like that, I would ask 3, 4, 5 OGs the same question and then just take notes. And they all give you different stories because they all have their perception of them. And it's not that sometimes it's not that any of them are even lying. You just got to remember, it's been years to start. Right. Let's keep it real. Any OG that don't admit this is full of shit. But let's keep this real. Second of all them cats was high or drunk 9 times out of 10. If there wasn't acid, there was back then the drug of choice was like PCP, sniffing glue. You know what I'm saying? Angel dust. All that shit fucks up your head. You know what I'm saying? When the crack epidemic came. You know what I'm saying? So, and niggas can't front that they weren't immersed in drugs and alcohol and stuff like that either. So, maybe they're not lying, but you got to remember, it's like I say, when you talk about something, nowadays they got YouTube and they can rewind and slow down. But back then, you was talking about what you think you saw somebody do in a dark room the night before in the middle of a crowded party while you was drinking and smoking. You can't be that precise.
Right.
Nah. Unless you was an AA over there and, had a crystal ball that told you you're going to be a hip-hop historian, make sure you get everything right. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't really paying attention like that.
I figured.
It's real. It's just common sense.
It's common sense.
Back to all those jams, they weren't done in a lit-up gym or a big lit-up community center, you know what I'm saying? They were done in the park at night, in a block party at night, in a house with red lights and blue lights, you know what I'm saying, black lights. It was dark. You see that scene from Wild Style when they at the grill breaking? You know what I'm saying? And Rocksteady's going off on that black floor. You can hardly see their feet. You understand? That's what I remember. Like, shit was so dark, everything was an illusion. So to be able for these cats to act like they could recall everything, to me is absurd. So I ask the same question to all these cats, and there's always that one common denominator that checks off with everybody. And then that is truth. Everything else, I just put it to the side until more truth can back those up. You understand? But this is the one common denominator here, so this is the truth. It's all about that one common denominator. You understand? It's the best way to find the root of problems, too. You look for the denominator. What's the one common denominator? What's the one thing that's always in the mix that causes the problem? And let's omit that. Rat hunters, nigga.
Yo, that's a gem for the new generation, man, because a lot of new generations coming in, technology with YouTube. Don't believe everything that's on the internet. You just gotta, do your research, cross-reference. And like Ness said, find that common denominator, like, straight up.
Learn to use YouTube. Don't let YouTube use you. Don't let YouTube dictate your life. You dictate YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's a tool, for us to master. It's not something for it to master us and make us move. If not, we're a slave to computers then. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, then fuck it. I'm John Connor in this bitch. Come with me if you want to live.
Yo, shouts to everybody for joining. You know what I mean? Straight up. Yes. Got a lot of heads in here soaking up the gems. Shouts to Flash.
Really on.
Mantis, what up?
I had to say what everybody wanted to hear. Yes, we really are Illuminati.
Yeah, we're like First one who got hit with that Illuminati joint, man. I can't believe it, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
Zulu accused us of being Illuminati, and I thought that was just so dope. You know, let's run with it. Then
Illuminati.
Smirk came out with the new Break Order shirts, and Zuluminati with the full effect.
You know what I'm saying?
I was saying, yo, Alien Ness and Zulu Kingz or Zulu, they Illuminati. Now some of them exact same cats is posing in pictures like this.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's get back to the 80s, right? So, Hot Feet Rockers, Boogie Down Production, New York City Breakers, you know, your names ring bells, what have you. And then Ness just, in a way, like, stop, right?
Yeah, I went to Seattle.
Oh, okay, word.
And then, and it was popping up there, you know, and I asked Icy Ice to come down. Because basically what happened was, me and Icy Ice, me and Corey, when we went to that Tacoma gig, to Battle High Performance, we met these two ladies, Missy and Lisa. You know, I was hanging out with Missy. Corey was hanging out with Lisa at that time. And we always kept in contact. They came to New York and visit. And then I went over there and visit. And, you know, Missy told me to come and stay with her. And then I went out there and I told Corey, yo, come out here, it's off the hook. And then he went out there and connected with people that he had kept in contact with. You feel me? And once High Performance found out, you know, that guy that went beast mode on them at the New York City Breakers battle was living in Seattle, they drove down, you know. And Maurice, the leader of that crew, Maurice Owens, shout out to Maurice Owens. He's got a deep story, too. But, you know, he talked to me about a lot of things and asked me to come to the crew and told me what he could personally do for me. You know, not sounding like ego, but like what he wanted to do for me, basically. And I thought it was dope, and I was like, yeah, I'm down. And he was like, right there and then, he was like, all right, grab your stuff, pack up, you're leaving with us. That same day, boom, next thing you know, I'm moving out to Tacoma. I hung out there with Tacoma, which was kind of fresh because where I was at in Seattle, I was kind of losing my edge, you know, but then Tacoma had the Hilltop. Hilltop is like one of the most notorious neighborhoods in Washington State. You know what I'm saying? I was able to connect with brothers there, and you know, you start to miss home when you from the hood and you're used to a certain type of people, a certain element. You know, whether it's good or bad, it's still a part of your life. You miss it, and you want to be connected to it in one way or another. You understand what I'm saying? So
word. So and then when you in Seattle, you got up with Fever, right? And then
I met Fever once.
Oh, Icy Ice.
Icy Ice ended up like chilling with DJ Supreme from Seattle. He's a famous DJ and producer now, big time. Shout out to, you know, Supreme LaRock in the building. But he also had Emerald City Breakers. So Corey did a lot of stuff with them. They did a lot of stuff for Corey. I guess their management or them as a crew. You know, they got him on like some. I remember when by that time I already had moved to Tacoma. I turned on the TV on like a Saturday morning. It was like some Saturday kids variety show, and they had Corey on TV. You know, like famous guy who danced for the president and queen moves to Seattle to go back to college. I thought that was really dope. You know, so I'm assuming that they also helped him expand more on his career as well as school, because they held him down while he went to college and finished school out there in the whole 9 yards. But I ended up going to Tacoma with High Performance. Then from there, I moved back to New York, and by that time, breaking wasn't really, you know, hitting that hard. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. Wave had just dropped his record, The King, with Macola Records, and he was already doing his thing around the world. So I was kind of like came back to New York and was out of touch with everybody, you know, and kind of liked it. You know, it was different. I ended up living in Queens in a little house. It was different. I kind of liked it. You know what I'm saying? Had kids, shit like that. And I don't know, something happened, and I knew I didn't want to. I was in Rikers Island, and I knew I didn't want to go to jail no more. You know what I'm saying? And somebody told me that I was supposed to, you know, pursue breaking. Like, you got to break again. And I took that advice. Okay. And when I came out, the only thing I knew was New York City Breakers, so I searched them out. This was like March, April of 1998. And I met, you know, London and Speedy. I found out they was running New York City Breakers at that time. So I was running with them, and I told them, you know, I want to come out, but I want to come out and make noise like we used to do in the Bronx. I'm not happy with just niggas clapping for me in a cypher. I want to make real noise, and they convinced me to go to what would be my first, as we know it, my first real B-boy event. You know what I'm saying? And that was Pro-Am 1998.
Ooh.
Never forget this. As a matter of fact, the footage is on the Best Kept Secret. I'll never forget this. We drove to Miami, right? I was with my ex-old lady at that time. She went with us, right? We got there. London dropped us off at our hotel. See you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So me and her, we want to spend, before I'm immersed with B-boy stuff, I want to spend some time with my girl. We go to the hotel, we take showers, we go eat. We decide to take a romantic walk on a boardwalk, and I see like this thing right off the beach, but there was no sand on it. It was square cement. It had a cover. I see a big cypher and music playing, and I said, oh, come on, let's go check this out. And that's where you see in the Best Kept Secret, the sky blue, like windbreaker uniform. I went in there, and I see cats. I remember seeing like Scotty, you know, from Germany there. I seen Quickstep and Rockefeller there. That was the first time I saw K-Mel. K-Mel was like, not the first time I saw him, but probably the first time I noticed him. You know what I'm saying? He was there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to smash everybody here. That was my mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So I went in there and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And that cypher, I'm so glad that the Best Kept Secret video finally reemerged again. I thought that was lost forever, gone forever. My nigga Costo from Top 9, he found it somewhere in France because coincidentally I had a deal with DMC France, who also does Mix-a-Mag and all that other stuff. You know, I was an employee there. You know, yeah, I worked for them just like Boy George. But so he found their version of it, the European version, and he put it on the internet. And I was so happy because it's dope. You know, like the old school footage from '83 is dope to see, and people like, yeah, Ness was there and stuff like that. But when you look at all my videos, when you put them all back to back, when you look at the Best Kept Secret, then you look at the Rusty Shank DVD, look at Bronze Style, and then you look at the second Rusty Shank DVD. It's just like, not only do you see my evolution, but you see the evolution of this dance. You understand? I hate to say it.
Ness, check it out. This Instagram gonna stop because it's only an hour. We're gonna come back. Yeah. We back.
Did we do this already? I feel like it's Groundhog Day.
I know, right? Yeah, Instagram only let us go for an hour and then it'll stop and then you gotta redo it. That's only downfall. You know what I mean? But I mean that's a great point to stop you because I mean, you know, we covered the 80s and all that, and then now we can talk about the 90s, you know, how you came back Pro-Am, you know, 98. So you said earlier you came to Miami, right? And then you found a circle, you start getting down, and that footage is on the secret, the Best Secret. People don't know about that footage. Go online, go on YouTube, and just put in the Best Secret Alien Ness.
The Best Kept Secret.
The Best Kept Secret. Let me put that right now. YouTube, the best kept secret. And it'll show up, and it's like an hour and like 40 something.
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I couldn't do back then. Basic videos was about 45 minutes, but even back then I couldn't do nothing basic, and I wasn't gonna do. I was still that same dude. I wasn't gonna do a whole video about me, you know. So I showcased a lot of video writers, a few MCs on there. I got the Cold Cuts crew on there, DJ JS1, DJ Slinky, and Slinky. Who was the third one? Scribbles. So it was DJ Scribbles, DJ Slinky, and DJ JS1. They were the Cold Cuts crew. They on the video, you know. It's like a complete hit video.
Yeah, it's a lot of ill footage on there, and confirm what Ness been saying all along. You know, he kept it 100 with his history. You know, so no, nothing fabricated. Everything just on point. Okay, so you in Miami, 98 Pro-Am. So take us to that time, you know. What happened?
98, and the beginning of 99, you know, it was mostly working. Like, we had that Pro-Am in that April. Then, like, the next fall, he had Back to Mecca. You know what I'm saying? London threw Back to Mecca at the Skate Key. And then that's when I started saying, I started realizing cats was putting out videos. I seen the Wiggles video. I seen Ken Swift video, stuff like that. And I'm like, I want to do a video too. You know, when I said it, cats looked at me like, niggas don't even know you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how I felt was, it shouldn't be about me. It should be about what I do. Niggas might not know me, but cats who know, they're going to see what I do, and they're going to know that that's really what's being showcased, you know? And I never knew how to translate that well until I decided to do the next video and named it Bronx Style, which was what I said was, was the definitive, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to use the word Bronx Style now, but nobody was using the word Bronx Style then. I got that from an MC. There was an MC called Bronx Style Bobby Bob from Long Island. He blew up in Los Angeles with the Rhyme Syndicate. So he was down with Donald D. He was down with Ice-T. He was one of Ice-T's DJs. And my real name is Robert, you know, so to hear somebody call themselves Bronx Style Bobby Bob, I was like, yo, that's kind of fresh. So I used to play, like, always, ever since then, even like when I stopped breaking and I was trying to rhyme, you know, I even referred to myself on one rhyme as Bronx Style Robbie Rob, you know, but it wasn't my name, but it was just like throwing alias out there, you know what I'm saying? And that name, but with the Best Kept Secret, that's really what I wanted to show. The Best Kept Secret, that so many cats were being jogged. No offense to cats from Europe and Japan, you know what I'm saying? Germany and Italy, you know, Storm, Maurizio, Machine from Japan, you know, all these out-of-state B-boys and out-of-New York B-boys was getting, you know, all this fame. And to me, I felt like the Bronx became a secret. Like, niggas wasn't really talking Bronx. And I was like, you know what? I got to bring this back. I got to get the Bronx back. So basically, like, it was just, I wanted to show people where I come from. Not basically show breaking moves. I want to show y'all where I come from. And where I come from is where I get my motivation to do what I do. You understand? Because you're never really going to understand anything until you understand the energy that creates it. You feel me? That's why I tell everybody, you got to go to the Bronx. If you're real about this B-boy shit or this hip-hop shit, you got to go to the Bronx and chill and just observe people. You don't even got to hang out with B-boys. Just observe.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, the dance itself is a Bronx thing, right? I mean, no matter how you want to say it nowadays, but it's a Bronx thing, you know what I mean? Just like crumpin'. Crumpin' is an LA thing, you know what I'm saying? Came from LA.
Hurt a lot of feelings right now, but I don't believe in a different style of breaking. Like, you don't hear me say Florida style or Miami style or Cali style or, people say Toronto style or Europe. I don't believe in none of that because all of that is a Bronx style. Everybody's doing a Bronx dance, period. I don't believe that regions have a style. I believe that the region style comes from that inspiration. I'll give you an example. What everybody calls the Florida style, right? Or the Miami style. If you trace that root, it's going to be Flex from Floor Masters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's from the Bronx. He moved to Florida. He was their inspiration. Now, if there was such thing as footage of Flex, you would see Speedy Legs. You would see Troll. You would see Flea Rock. You would see Abstract. Abstract is totally off the hook. He's totally different. He's just a glitch in the Matrix. But these other cats are mentioning, you know what I'm saying? You will see them in Flex. It's their inspiration. What people call a Cali style, with the power moves and all that. No, their inspiration was New York City Breakers. That's why they was rocking all the tights and everything. You look at like LA Breakers and all them cats, they was rocking tights just like New York City Breakers and doing nothing but power moves. And if you look at the New York City Breakers old shows, they wasn't showcasing rhythm and footwork and dope. You know what I'm saying? They were showcasing the big flashy moves, the windmills, the flare, the head spins, the swipes, and what people
those combinations.
What people call a Cali style, it was just their inspiration, their interpretation of their favorite B-boys, which was New York City Breakers. You know what I'm saying? You go up along that same coast and you go to Canada, Canadian Floor Masters, they was inspired by Floor Masters. They'll tell you, this ain't a Cali, they'll tell you themselves, this ain't a Canada style. We were inspired by Floor Masters. But since they're on that side of the region, and that's the model that everybody sees, everybody comes up emulating that, and it gets confused for a style, a regional style. But it's not a regional style. It's whoever the inspiration truly was. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to style, I mean, you have to agree, though, like, certain people from that region bring something to the table to add on, right? With the original, right?
Yeah, of course. But
like Migas, he brought something to the game. You know what I'm saying?
That's everybody's job, though.
Right.
If you're a B-boy and you ain't really bringing something to the game, what are you really doing? If you're not forget about trying to take the dance to the next level or try to contribute to the dance. All that is shit people say just so they can sound good. I'm talking about leaving your mark, your own legacy.
Right.
Yeah, you got to bring something to the table. It's really about leaving your mark. And if you ain't trying to leave your mark, or you doing like what I call beat street breakers, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you're whack. If I say you're a beat street breaker, it just means you ain't doing nothing I didn't see in beat street. You understand what I'm saying? You could be the dopest nigga in the world, but if you're just doing moves that are basic moves, if you could go out 10 times and every time you go out, move for move, I could name what you did and where it come from, then you ain't really leaving your mark, It's like, for instance, somebody took that battle from 83, right? And they spliced it up where it was just me and Little Alex. So it looks like me and Little Alex is having what niggas is calling exchanges nowadays, right? So it looks like we're having exchanges, and I'm reading through comments, and somebody said, yo, Little Alex smoked Ness. And I'm like, oh shit, I never thought about that. Did he? I asked myself, did he really smoke me? And I went back and I went round for round to what he did, and I was like, flares, windmill, halo, turtle, swipe, 1990. You understand what I mean? I didn't see nothing signature. You know what I'm saying? And then I played my stuff, and every other move was a signature move, was something that I brought to the table. So then I asked myself, did he really smoke? You understand? If we really had just me and him together, back then I was scared of Alex. I would think he was smoking. But after I read that comment and really observed it, I thought back to myself like, would he have really smoked me back in the days if everybody knew what we know now? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, those are moves that are just basic to breaking. Even though they're hard, a flare is hard, but basically it's a basic breaking move, you know? So, Halo.
But I gotta be unbiased here. Yo, Elo Alice was doing some shit. Like,
he was beast. He was
yo, like the way he did it though. It's not what move he did, but the way he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Just because I say you're a B Street breaker doesn't mean you're whack. You could be one of the realest niggas in the world. You're just not doing anything that I didn't see in Beat Street. That's all I'm saying. There's cats out there sick with it. I know cats that just want to practice power moves, showmen. You know what I mean? Entertainers just want to practice power moves. Their power moves is dope. But at the end of the day, all they're doing is has meshed into the basic foundation of the dance. Where, like, for instance, I'll give an example, flare-wise. That nigga was way advanced in flares than everybody else. Everybody in the neighborhood, everybody in that era. Alex was way advanced. The only nigga that was more advanced with flares than Alex was probably German. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the advancement that they had, if it was cats from this era, the elbow air flare would have already been invented. You understand what I mean? At least cats from this era, they're taking the basics and switching it, flipping it. Elbow air flare. Let me try to do a double air flare and only tap with one hand. Like, I've seen some incredible shit. Just having the flare isn't enough for cats nowadays. That's why I said if we would have battled back then, but niggas knew then what they know now. Because back then we was a lot more ignorant. We was a lot more pure, a lot more, even with me, third generation B-boy, it was still in its infancy. You understand what I'm saying? When you look at cats, how as third generation B-boys, look at Tyquan in that footage. Look at little Alex in that footage. Look at little Greg's head spins in that footage. You know what I mean? Like, cats was advanced already back then. But if those were the same cats nowadays, would that be advanced? Nah. For them to have been that advanced, I feel personally that they should have already tried to change it. You understand what I mean? If they know that they could be beat at something. It's like in that same battle was the first time I attempted to do the hopping hang glide with one hand. I never tried doing it with one hand before. But right now, I'm in a battle with a dude that's smoking me on speed. So I gotta try something to combat that speed. So I thought, let me try doing it just with one hand. You know, and I got two little hops in. But you know what? Turn the page, it's 1990s, niggas. Everybody and their mamas now hopping on their stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's dope. Even though I wasn't the first one to do it. The hopping hang glide, what people call crickets, that was Nano. Tex's cousin, he invented that. He was the first one to do it. And he called it what it is, a hopping hang glide. Everybody calls it crickets. I've never seen crickets go around in a circle. You know what I'm saying? Other niggas call it jackhammers. I've never seen a construction worker working a jackhammer going around in circles, balancing on a jackhammer. If that's the case, what people call hand hop, see, to an early B-boy, the way we used to think, that's a jackhammer. See that? We were thinking a lot more simpler then. You know what I mean? Your average kid from the ghetto didn't know what a coffee grinder was.
Right.
He didn't know what a coffee grinder was. But he's seen enough Kung Fu movies to say, yo, this is a sweep.
Right. Yeah, I always heard it was a sweep. I don't know why all of a sudden it's called a coffee grinder. It's weird to me. Huh?
You didn't hear? Europe runs the world now. Europe runs the world and Putin is our president.
So let's get back to the 90s, right? You went to Pro-Am, got back to the game,
Yeah.
You start getting noticed, right? And then how did you get into Rocksteady?
Then, well, the minute me and London had a falling out, me and Crazy, even when I was in New York City Breakers, me and Legs used to stay in contact. We hung out every now and then. He would get me work. You know what I mean? Since I had just came out of prison, I didn't even have a job yet, and it was around the Rocksteady anniversary. I kept it real. I just walked up to Legs and told him, you know, I work to be able to come into the jam. So Legs would always give me work at Rocksteady anniversaries, you know, whether it was hanging banners or working a table, and then I work a couple of hours, and then he let me enjoy the jam and shit like that, right? So me and Legs was always cool, and he would even let me perform with Rocksteady while I was, you know what I mean? He called me, and we be talking, and he asked me straight up, like, he would just say, yo, how's your pockets? You know, and if I wasn't doing that great, he'd be like, yo, I got a show, I can't, you know, I already got the whole Rocksteady squad, but, you know, we could give you a couple of runs, you could go out there at the end, do some solos, I'll break you off some change. So Ledge was always already hooking me up. When he was traveling, I would, like, teach his classes. He arranged for me to teach his classes at the point, you know, like a substitute for him. And then eventually when he left it, he recommended I take him, so then I had them. And then when I left them with Jay Skills. You know, it was always past them, basically. So when I fall out with London, every time I see Legs after that, I used to tell him all the time, like, yo, bench, I'm a free agent. Take me off the bench. I'm a free agent.
Free agent.
You know? Give me the rock and watch me score, nigga. You know?
Yeah, sign me up. Give me the contract.
I would always fuck around with him, but he knew I was serious. I would always say it in a joking manner, but he knew I was serious. And then me and Fever was already doing a show called The Art of Weightlessness, and Legs came and saw the show, right? And then he used to do a jam called Break Beats in the Bronx. You know, and one year, for Frosty Freeze's birthday party, I'll never forget it, December 9th, 1999, he threw the 2-on-2. Me and Fever won that. And that same day, he had us battle into Rocksteady. So that's how I got in Rocksteady. But Les always knew, like, my lineage as a student of Buck 4 and representing Buck 4 and everything. So that's why he was always cool with me. You know what I'm saying? I've never made it a secret that I wanted to be, down with Rocksteady. And anybody from my generation who says they didn't want to be down with Rocksteady is full of shit. Rocksteady was the mode. You know what I'm saying? That was the biggest name. You know, so even if you hated Rocksteady, you know, but you told the nigga, yo, you want to get down with Rocksteady? Niggas be like, yeah. Right. And so niggas can't front and they can't say that. Some cats never got down with Rocksteady, but nowadays they be like, yeah, I used to break. I used to be down with Rocksteady. Everybody, they either was down with Rocksteady or they battled Crazy Legs.
Yo, you spoke on Buck 4. Can you tell us about Buck 4 a little bit with how you and him?
Man, the only way I could describe Buck, man, was he was so full of life. He was a big ball of energy. You know, like, I've never seen Buck, like, with his head down, with pride. Understand what I'm saying? I've never seen him stressed. I've seen him upset, you know? But he was just so full of life, and he enjoyed life, and he knew that life was good. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just a cat from the Bronx. He was real funny, always crack jokes. You know what I'm saying? Forget it. He used to always say that. But you know, he was super cool. You know, and he was a really good teacher in a way that and Crazy Legs got this too, and I guess I got it from being under both Buck 4 and Crazy Legs, but Buck was really good at watching you practice something, even when it was something totally new, something he's never seen in his life. He was really good at seeing it and helping you get it. Like, yo, you gotta scoot in this way, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you trying to do? And he was just really good at that. And Legs got that too. A lot of stuff that I've come up with has been moments with either Buck 4 or Legs when I was trying something either different or similar to what I'm doing now. But them on the outside caught it and was like, oh, hold that again right there. Yo, you should try doing this. And it was like, oh, sweat. Like, I got a swipe off the knee. That was leg side. You understand what I mean? He just thought it would be crazy. Like, because I would end up on one knee. Bang. And he'd be like, how did you get into that again? And I showed him. And he'd be like, whoa, you know, it'd be crazy if you could do a swipe off your knee right there. And then I started doing it. And it's become like one of my signature moves. But that's one of those moves where I was trying to do something different. And that's the gift. And Buck had that too. Buck would see things and he would either see what you was trying to do immediately, catch on, or see something different, better. And be able to say, yo, try this. Like, without having to physically get down and stuff like that. You know?
Word. Yeah, I just want to touch base with you on that because I think the new generation need to understand, like, Buck 4, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
Buck 4, RIP.
Buck 4. I just spoke not too long ago, a few weeks ago. I spoke to his son. You know, he's out in Florida now. You know, big, working hard, married, got the family. I'm really proud of him. I know Buck would have been proud of him too. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to little baby Buck 4.
Shout out to baby Buck 4. Word. So, get back to it. You got into Rocksteady. You know what I mean? And then in 2000, in Zulu Kingz, right? It wasn't Mighty Zulu Kingz yet. It's just Zulu Kingz.
Zulu Kingz, Kingz.
Right. So you became the president at the time
of Zulu Kingz chapter, Universal.
Passed down to you, right? So let's touch base on about the Zulu Kingz. So when you got it, it was more like the fourth wave, right? Because you got.
Well, when I got it, I wouldn't even call it the fourth wave. See, at that time, Zulu Kingz was like an honorary name. You understand what I mean? Like, it was like a medal of honor, almost like a Purple Heart. So, and you, very few people that was repping it hard. You understand what I mean? At that time, in my humble opinion, you only had 3 people that was repping Zulu Kingz as B-boys, as dancers. 3 people that was repping Zulu Kingz hard. And that was Fable, Wiggles, and Freeze. You understand what I mean? But, and then came me. You know what I'm saying? But, and it was more like a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I guess I met this kid called Tyquan.
Yeah, no doubt.
and I put that nigga down, and I guess Tyquan did. Tyquan did what needed to be done, and I was get the crew together more as a crew, as opposed to just an honorary name that we threw around. You understand what I mean? Nowadays, a lot of cats is representing a gazillion crews, but they're not really grinding with that crew. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you, Vix, got down, around that time I moved to, you know, I was, at first I moved to Australia for a while, then I was out in Europe, and just your efforts of keeping tight, you know, connection with everybody, and making that effort to go out and meet all these members, and then started entering battles as Zulu Kingz. That kind of really changed the game, because before that, Zulu Kingz only entered one battle as Zulu Kingz. You understand what I mean? And that was B-Boy All-Stars in the Bronx. I just walked into this jam. I heard the point system that they were using, and I just thought the point system was so easy that I could win it. You know, so I entered the one-on-one battle. I ended up winning that. But coincidentally, Ready to Rock, who I had made Zulu Kingz at that time as well, walked in, and I told him, yo, let's enter this battle. And they was like, nah, we never win. They always hate on us. I'm like, we're going to win this one. I was like, we're going to win this one. This will be your first win. So I just got to do what I say, you know, because I totally understood the point system. The point system was all right. But anybody with a brain that was thinking, a lot of people wasn't thinking, could have won that jam. You know,
right.
On that point system. And congratulations to Ready to Rock. Unfortunately, they used the name Zulu Kingz, but that was their first jam they won. And
yeah, Ready to Rock was the first one that you put down with Zulu Kingz.
Exactly. Then after that, the only real squad that was going out battling as Zulu Kingz and representing was Flexible Flav.
Flexible Flav, right.
They had a nice little system. Niggas would go and if they signed up as Flexible Flav, they wore Zulu Kingz gear. If they signed up as Zulu Kingz, they wore Flexible Flav gear. You understand what I'm saying? I thought that was really dope, and I actually adopted that for a while. When I was on tour with Bambaataa, I wore Rocksteady jerseys, and then when I was shows with Rocksteady, I was rocking the Zulu Kingz jersey. And I got that from Flexible Flav.
Right. Yeah, and the first time we basically into a full crew battle, just as Zulu Kingz, was Evolution. Mex, shouts to Mex, R.I.P., you know what I'm saying, to the brother. Evolution, I think 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's what I battled.
Huh?
That's what I battled Zone.
Oh yeah, and it was a lot of battle that went down. The infamous Flow Phantom battle.
That same weekend we battled in
Squirt.
I said Squid. Yeah. I was thinking about Squid. That was it. Wait, but it all goes hand in hand because that was also the same year that Florida called out the world.
Right. It is. That same jam. That's why Flow Phantom battled Mine 180 all by himself. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mine 180, but Phantom, he was on it. Straight up. So now, you know.
At that jam, I looked down at Zulu Kingz and I'm like, this is it. This is the formula right here.
Yeah.